Welcome down the rabbit hole, friends. It is summer for real, for real. I just spent the whole morning having my kids decorate my face with face paint. This is something I've been doing with them since Aubrey was 2 years old, right? Hi, Koi, good to see you. She says, hi, Rabbit. Let me know if you need help with your garden. I can help you decide where to put plants so they will grow. Oh my gosh. Can you email me? Because I need several people to talk to. I'm really struggling. I've messed up my garden so badly already. But that's okay. It's fine. It's about the fun of it. We planted something. It may grow. We don't know. It's summertime. And so this morning, my kids were face painting my face for like an hour. And they painted it to look like the new JoJo Siwa. Like her, she put out a new video. Karma's a bully. That's how my daughter sings it. It's actually Karma's a bee, but my daughter will be like, Karma's a bully. And so there was a lot of black. It was all over my face. I've taken a shower, but you will still see remnants of it everywhere. And since my daughter was 2 years old, I swear it was like so, reminiscent of what I've always done with her, which is like, I used to work night shifts and then I would come home and take care of her for the day. She might have like a couple of hours of preschool, but I'd still have to like be up. And so I used to always try to find activities where like I could give her something and I could essentially sleep on the couch while she does it. So I used to fall asleep on the couch while she was like face painting on me. It was like a good 30 minutes and I'd wake up and like my arms and everything would have paint all over them. And it was great. It was so much fun. So another really good day. Doing some of that. Hi, Oddness. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Mama. Kat. Let's see if I can go up. Hi, Misty. Hi. Good to see all of you guys. Triple threat. Oh, so many of my peeps. So it was a good morning. We also did just like, we took out the hose, spraying everybody left and right, including the dog all over the trampoline. They face painted each other and yeah, just like there's a lot going on trying to keep them busy. I do think they'll do camp for like 1 week, but otherwise it's up to me. Dun, dun, dun. And I thought I would come on. Misty, listening to you in the background. That's great. I love that. That's what I do too with people. I love to like cook or clean and listen to what's going on. And it just kind of keeps my mind focused, I guess, like I can do my task, but listen to someone. So I love doing that. All right. I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about Gypsy. It takes forever for me to upload videos. I'm trying to upload videos to StreamYard so that we can listen to them while we're doing these live chats. And I can't believe it's like taking an hour to upload this video of Gypsy. Maybe it'll be done in a few minutes and we can listen to it. But basically, I had a lot of people start messaging me about the possibility, like just asking, like, have you heard that Gypsy might be on ozempic or like one of the other many different kinds of shots you can take for weight loss? And I was like, yeah, I've definitely heard that. I've been thinking it since she got out of prison. And there's also a video in which Ryan Anderson on his Instagram admits that he recently had weight loss surgery. So I'm pretty sure that Ryan Anderson had a gastric bypass surgery like right after Gypsy got out of prison. Now he's confirmed that he had some kind of surgery. I'm not sure. It could have been something else. Maybe it wasn't. It was weight loss surgery. I don't know if it was gastric bypass or something else was done. Okay. And it made me think that what happened was like shortly after she got out of prison, they had this influx of cash into their bank account, and that they were like, what do we want to spend it on? Okay, like let's look at bettering our lives in different ways. And one of the ways was to lose some weight because I believe all along Gypsy was like, I'm going to Hollywood. She was looking at all the influencers, including her half sister, Mia Blanchard. And she was like, I want to look a certain way. I want to do makeup. I want to be a certain way. And I was going to play part of the video with Jeffree Star. We can definitely play some parts of it, but it's not fully uploaded yet. Yeah. So like, I know for a fact that Ryan Anderson had some kind of weight loss surgery, likely gastric bypass. And this made a lot of sense to me because I don't know if you remember, like a few videos ago, it must have been probably 15 videos ago now, I put up these screenshots that I had gotten from someone who was just, I don't know, roaming around Louisiana. They were at the hospital and they took pictures of Gypsy and Ryan checking in. To a hospital, and they were saying like, I think Gypsy's pregnant. They were saying, I overheard Gypsy talking about being pregnant. Now, since then, none of that has come to fruition. And I believe this person was wrong, or maybe they were exaggerating, or maybe they were making it up. Who knows? But we do have the pictures of Gypsy and Ryan checking in to the hospital. And later, Christy Blanchard came out and said the reason they were going to the hospital is because Ryan Anderson had pneumonia. Right. And I was kind of like, he had pneumonia? That's so weird. Usually I'm a nurse, and it's just unusual for people under a certain age to develop pneumonia. It does happen. It happens a million times over. But if it happens to someone who's young, you want to take a look at like what other issues, medical issues are going on with that person. Do they have diabetes? Like usually there's something else going on. They can be like a really extreme smoker. You know, there's usually something happening. So maybe Ryan is a smoker. We also know it's obvious that he is overweight. I mean, I'm not judging really anyone for that. I mean, not at all. Okay. But he is overweight, so that could contribute to it. But when I found out that he had gastric bypass, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense too, because his immunity is going to be down. He's going to be having trouble like getting all the nutrients that he needs. He's going to be focusing on protein. It's a whole thing that people go through, you know, from, I mean, just watch, what's that guy that's always like, you can do better. Whatever that guy is that's always on TV with his gastric bypass patients. You know, when you watch that, you realize like it really does cause health concerns after they have the surgery, if they're not getting enough protein, if they're not taking care of themselves. And I bet that's what was happening with Ryan Anderson when he had to go to the hospital for pneumonia. Really sad. Boston Chick says Ozempic won't help her face. If she gets pregnant, say goodbye to her body. She's her mama's daughter. Oh my God. Okay. So for me, knowing that Ryan was very focused on losing weight, I mean, it's a big thing to go get that surgery done. So he must have been really dedicated to having it happen. It must have been something that was on his mind. It was something he wasn't willing to do until Gypsy got out of prison. I absolutely believe that Gypsy would have been thinking along the same lines. So I don't, you know, we don't have any indication that she actually had a surgery done. And the fact that she recently had surgery on her nose makes me think that she did not have gastric bypass like 3 months earlier, because I think they would be hesitant to do more operations as you're losing weight and all that stuff is going on. And Gypsy wasn't like heavily overweight. So yeah, I absolutely believe when you guys are messaging me, I mean, I don't have flat out proof about it, but it's definitely my opinion that she is on some form of weight loss drug, Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, all of these different weight loss drugs. And recently I saw this meme that was basically indicating like the new like trend for people who have money is just being on these medications. And it really is about having the money to be able to do it. That's how you get access. So it's really crazy to think about what a trend this has become in our lives. So yes, both of them have been trying to lose weight. And of course, I think a big part of this is wanting to head off to Hollywood. That's all she cares about. Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. You're so kind. I try to bring up the thing. You always send me stickers when I'm live, and I really, really appreciate you. Misty, in my humble opinion, I feel Gypsy should get intense therapy and live a quiet life. Since her release, she's been in the spotlight. It's unhealthy. Yeah, of course, for sure. Oh my gosh, the side effects of these medications are astounding. I have a couple people in my life who have like type 2 diabetes, and they're on Ozempic, and I've watched them struggle. Like the diarrhea is real. Okay, first off, when I found out that a good friend of mine who's like around my age had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I was like, oh man, I must have type 2 diabetes. And I based that on like, I don't take care of myself at all. I was just like, that I gotta have it. I don't take care of myself. I'm always stressed out. This is like when we were back in Kuala Lumpur and we're like moving everywhere and all that kind of crap. And I was just really tired all the time. I was always so tired. And I've had this off and on in my life. And sometimes it can be related to some depression that I deal with. But I've never had like any significant medical issue other than Crohn's disease. And it's pretty well controlled overall, my Crohn's. So I was like, I must have type 2 diabetes. Other people are getting it. I literally based my whole life around like, I know I have some kind of a like secondary disease, type 2 diabetes, something. I go in to have like a full checkup done in this big hospital in Kuala Lumpur, like this very advanced hospital where they do this like 360 checkup for like $300. They look at your heart, they look at everything. And guess what? Absolutely nothing was wrong with me. And I actually came out of that appointment like a little bit more depressed because I was like, why am I always so tired? Why am I always so like whatever? I was like, I thought I was going to have something, but no, I was perfectly healthy in every single way, shape, and form, other than my iron was a little low. Yeah, and vitamin D was a little bit low. So, I mean, yeah, I did have to incorporate some of that into my diet, but anyway, the point being, I have people in my life who are on Ozempic. The diarrhea is crazy. It's uncontrollable. Just the overall like gastrointestinal issues that people have on the drug is pretty crazy. There's so much that goes on with it. Like, it's really scary when people get off of drugs like Ozempic and Zepbound because they can have a quick snapback to gaining a lot of the weight back. Some people don't even lose weight on these medications. And also a really big part of being on the medications is many people will say they feel a greater sense of depression. They're just tired. They're out of it. It could be all related to like your gastrointestinal problems, right? They're tired. They're out of it. It can block, if someone is taking an antidepressant, it can block the effectiveness of the antidepressant. So there's a lot of side effects and issues that go around with these drugs, and who knows what else. That's like those are common side effects. Who knows what it could cause otherwise? But it wouldn't surprise me if Gypsy Rose Blanchard committed a crime that she would blame it on Ozempic. She would be like, if something happened where she'd have her attorney come up with some way that it was related to the drug that she was taking, and then she'd sue the drug company. How much do you want to bet that would be the case? Depression and dementia symptoms are correlated. Yeah, it's so new, and that it's scary to think about, what the overall long-term effects are going to be from it. But I mean, I also understand. I mean, look at someone like Ryan Anderson. Once again, I'm not coming down on his weight. My weight has gone up and down with my Crohn's disease and what medications I'm on. And I love food. Like, I'm not criticizing anyone about stuff like that. I'm just saying, like, in Ryan's case, you're in a situation where you're so overweight that it hinders you from even going out and doing things. And I completely understand someone being like, look, it's worth it to me to get on this medication. I don't care what side effects they are. I'm not getting to live my life. You want to be very careful about meds that have depression as a side effect, for sure. And I know, especially for me, are you kidding me? I've talked to you guys extensively about my issues with depression. And yeah, like for sure, it's a no-go for me when it comes to having any kind of side effect or issue that might increase what I've dealt with in the past. Splitting firewood is good exercise and very cathartic. I could see you splitting firewood going. Oh my gosh, I need to get some of that stuff going for my kids. I actually wanted to make a whole area where they do like these weird physical activities for the summer. We have been getting out and doing stuff though. I'm really proud. We have a schedule. I'm making the kids stay to it. All right, here's where I'm going to address what happened with Fancy Macelli. I don't know how many of you guys watched it or are aware of what happened, but you can go back in my video from like two nights ago. Hold on. 2 nights ago. Let me see. Try natural weed or CBD. Yeah. Okay. So I've been trying so hard. Why can't I get this to work? Try natural weed or CBD. I've been trying so hard to get in with someone because I've never really used that before, but I want to try it. But I need to find the right person to kind of work me into that. I bet the kids are having so much. Yeah, I'm really trying. I'm not the best, but I'm making them do chores. I got all these systems for like you put systems that you add to your computers where you can learn coding and veterinarian skills, just like crazy shit where I'm like, you can have screen time, but it's going to be productive screen time. Okay. But I am going to talk about Fancy. Let me get into that. All right. So 2 nights ago, Fancy Macelli was driving home from Missouri. She went to Missouri because Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her mom, Christy, and her stepmom, Christy, and everyone in the family had filed an injunction against Fancy. They wanted to take out a restraining order, whatever other kind of stuff was going on. And Fancy had to go there really fast. There were some issues with her being served. There was a whole bunch of stuff that happened, and she was very stressed out about it. So I made a video supporting Fancy, and I said, call to all creators, we should all support Fancy Macelli. I said, I have issues with Fancy, like major issues, but I believe in people's right to free speech. Okay. You know, like I really do. And I wanted to put that out there. I needed to put that out there. So I wanted to support her. I did offer some financial assistance. I didn't do it through Cash App. I went to her Patreon. I signed up for her highest tier Patreon. I did some other stuff. I had already bought her book, but I bought 2 more copies to give out. Like I did some things that I thought would contribute. I just don't have Cash App, right? And I told other people to go and do those things, you know, because I really I wanted to help in any way that I could. And I did feel bad for her. I can understand being very stressed out about something going on in court. So I offered some the assistance that I could give, I offered. Okay. So then 2 nights ago, she's on her way home from Missouri. They've stayed for a couple of extra days. They've been in a hotel room. They've been doing all kinds of stuff. I'm not bothered by that at all. I'm the kind of person where when I give to a GoFundMe or anything like that, I have no problem. You use that money any way you want to use it. I'm giving it to you. I'm not giving so much that it's going to take away from my family. I'm not giving you thousands of dollars. So you do what you want to do with that money. So she's got the money. She's doing whatever. Then 2 nights ago, she's traveling back from Missouri, and she puts up this is in my opinion, this incredibly whiny, irresponsible video because, you know, they were going through a hard time. They were stressed again. You can go to her channel to figure out what it was all about. I also talked about it in my video 2 nights ago. She had some problem where she couldn't get refunded from this hotel room, and they wouldn't let them stay there, and they didn't have the money. Okay. But the way that she came onto her live was screaming, crying, whining, yelling at people who were offering assistance, who were saying, I live in that area. You can stay with me. I understand not wanting to do that, but you don't yell at people about it. Pushing for money, clearly being here's Sarah's Cash App. Here's my Cash App. We need this. We need, it was a lot. And I don't catch a lot of lives, but I happened to be sitting here in my chair. I just put my kids to bed. I was looking at it, and I watched it, and I was like, this bitch. That's literally what I was thinking. And one of the reasons why I was thinking that is because I'm aware that it's possible Fancy will have a bigger legal battle coming up. And, you know, I wanted to help with, you know, maybe give a little bit more money towards that too. Not much. But I also am aware that it's a possibility that there are other people on her team who are going to have a legal battle coming up. And it really bothered me sitting here thinking about using up all the money that was sent to you and then getting on a live and yelling and moaning and crying. I mean, literally the end of the live was I'm getting off of here. You guys just don't understand. I mean, I did not like it. I don't like that. I saw a lot of manipulation. Okay. So she does this live. Let's say it's 5 minutes long. She's crying. She's getting mad at Sarah, who's driven her all the way to Missouri. And then she turns the live off. She comes back on maybe 5 minutes later with a second live, again, giving her Cash App and saying, we really don't know what to do. I'm very stressed out. And then she deletes the old live. They get into a hotel room. She goes live again, and she's like, thank you guys so much for helping me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So my opinion on all of this is she got on her YouTube channel, whined, cried, and threw a fit. And some people who really care about her showed up and sent some money. She got what she wanted, and now she deletes the manipulative, crying, whining live that she did. Okay? And it just really changed how I feel about continuing to support her. Okay. Because my version of support is like this. This is how I feel about it. All right. I don't like Fancy Macelli. I don't believe a lot of what she says. I think that she is too obsessed with what's going on here. And she is too involved with Christy and that family to ever be neutral. What's up? Come here.
Mommy?
Yes.
There's this guy called Billy Bob, whatever the number is, of It's on Roblox. I wasn't playing the game. It was like a week ago and 3 days. I saw this white guy among us in World 2. There's named Billy Bob. I forgot the numbers.
Okay.
But can you
want me to find him?
Yeah.
Okay.
But can you go on the friends?
But listen, right now you're doing your coding, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm doing on the chest.
Are you doing chess?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that's fine. You do your chess a little bit more, and when it's time for your free time, I will find your Billy Bob friend. Okay?
No, he's not my friend. I'll just tell you.
Okay, we'll find him and figure out what's going on, okay?
Yes, he's the one among us, and his name is Billy Bob. Billy Bob. I forgot the number.
Okay. All right, thank you. I'll be down in just a few minutes then. Oh my God, he's so cute. It's too much for me.
Billy Bob. Billy has eyelids.
Okay, that's fine. All right, sorry. I'm really sorry. But, they're here with me. So they're doing their coding right now. But anyway, okay, let me get back to this. So sorry. Good luck finding Billy Bob. Yes, I know. It's like I don't understand anything about their electronics, and they're constantly asking me to fix things, and I can't fix them. And with Jack, it's like there's no explaining that to him. So good luck to me. Anyway, the point being, let me try to get back to this. The point being that I had a lot of frustration with what Fancy was doing and saying, and that's how I feel. And I still think that I was pretty kind or like even keeled about it. Like I really tried to be like, you know what, go check out her, but I also was like, this is ridiculous. Like I can't deal with this, like this constant never being grateful. I've done one GoFundMe in my entire life, and every penny of that went to another YouTuber who I felt needed it. Now, I don't care. I actually support people doing GoFundMes. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to like get upset about people. Everyone has a right to give or not give. It's up to you. I don't care. But I'm just saying, like, I had to speak out about how ungrateful she was being. And also that this is why I can't take Fancy seriously. Okay. Like she brings some good information, but she should hire someone to like be the face of her company. That's not her, because her face is constantly yelling, screaming, just being really inappropriate, and never like ever giving anyone a platform to be able to say their piece if they disagree with her. She's always so mean to them. And I just don't like it. Okay, Brenda says, GLP-1 medications have been used for over 20 years. They're incredibly safe, and all studies show they significantly lengthen the patient's life. Very aware of this study. We were just going over it. I can talk about that in another video. I do think that I'm not going to go into it right now. But I don't judge anyone for using Ozempic. I think that it's fine to do that. Okay, so yes, I just was like, I have to speak out about this. Okay. So I make this video. Towards the end of the video, there's all these people in the chat who are being like, Fancy's live right now. This woman named Kiki was there. I've never seen her before. Clearly like an ongoing subscriber of Fancy who's always in her live. And she was like, Fancy's live right now. She's saying she's sorry. Why don't you play that video? And I said, I don't know how to play it from my phone. I was like, I can't play it from my phone, but everyone should go over there and check it out and see what she has to say. Okay. So I go over there once I'm done with my live, I shut it off and I just have it in the background. And I know like some people that I'm close with, like Supernatural Crime with Nikki, she was there and stuff. And I just hear Fancy in the background. She's like, that rabbit person's an asshole, like just like going off on me. And I was just like, not surprised at all. I'm not worried about it. I'm not surprised. I just was like, of course. I just want to say, okay, quick, because I'm doing. I'm doing a video.
Okay, I'll get it myself.
What yellow thing?
The
juice, pineapple juice.
Yeah, pineapple.
Can you get it yourself?
Yes, I'll get it.
Okay, good job, great job, buddy. Okay, so I was just like, she's like, she's an asshole. She's this, she's that. Not surprised at all that happened. And she makes a long live. She's talking about how grateful they are that they got the hotel room. Everything is fine. They're getting ready to come home from Missouri. And whatever. So that happens. And then less than probably a couple hours later, she made a whole video dedicated to me that said, "Rabbit hole, you're an asshole." And I watched it once. I thought it was kind of funny. I don't remember everything it said. I just remember being called an asshole and told that I've never supported her. It's true that I've criticized her for sure, and I will keep doing so. But I've always, on every video I've ever made, like even discussing her, I have talked about her side and her point of view. And I've always said, go and check out Fancy, go and check out her channel, the Good Wives Network, like to see what's going on here. I think I've sent a lot of people over there, right? So once again, this is the perfect example of why I have a lot of issues with Fancy, and I always will. Do you know what I mean? Like, she may be bringing some facts. I know there are a lot of people who really don't like Gypsy, and they feel like she does a good job of presenting all this evidence about, you know, why they don't like Gypsy. And yet, like, I'm surprised that anybody can support someone who acts this way. I don't have a problem with anybody's opinion being different than mine. I have a problem with someone being a total selfish, ungrateful person about everything that's going on around them. And that is a really big issue for me. Okay. So then not only that, but on my video, like several people had commented, literally, Fancy, you have to go and check out that video. Like, I don't know if she spent hours just like typing to everyone, but like she responded to every single person. Not only that, but Toddy One Skip, who is a creator that I really like, and I did a panel with her, and we haven't talked extensively, but I really like her and I watch her videos and so on and so forth. And she just did an amazing video. You should check it out. You should go to her. I posted it on my community tab. Anyway, Toddy wrote under my video, like something a little bit supportive, like, I agree with you about all of this and I'm sad about it or something. Well, like Fancy went off on Toddy in the comments as well. And Toddy has been incredibly supportive of Fancy Macelli. Toddy and I like see, we're not like this at all. Toddy and I see things very differently, and yet we can communicate, like we can talk, we can like help each other like see our point of view. And I really enjoyed like being on a panel with her on Para Woman Radio. I'll try to link that because I meant to link it before. We did a panel and we talked about some things, and Toddy really like helped me understand like her point of view about the chromosome disorder, because I was kind of being like, what does it matter? That's a whole other thing. But, you know, Toddy's able to like converse with someone, whereas Fancy Macelli cannot even interact with anyone. Okay, I could not. Okay, HRH says, I could not watch the video past the first part. It was deplorable. There is no excuse for that type of virtual behavior. Unbelievable. Okay, thank you. Because thank you for saying this, because I did think that I was being fair. Now, everybody has a bad day. Everybody freaks out here and there. And I am so imperfect. That was something I said to Toddy when we emailed with each other. I was like, you know, I'm an imperfect person. So I get like having problems, having issues, doing whatever. I get all of that, right? But this is someone who does it over and over and over again. She can't get along with anybody. So many people have come in and out of her life, in and out of her team, on and off her channel. And it's really a shame because some of her information is good information, even coming from someone who doesn't really believe all of it or thinks a lot of it doesn't really apply to how I feel about Gypsy. Like, I still have been like, she has good information. So that's what happened. I just wanted to, this is going to be my only response because I don't want to go any further with Fancy. I just don't even see her as, she cannot even be seen as a legitimate critic or like source for me because she's just so wrapped up in herself. Everything is about her. That's how I feel. Hi, Ivana, my moderator. Good to see you. Okay. So the other thing that happened, swirling around in all of this is that, of course, Gypsy Rose Blanchard in the background, like she's going after Fancy legally. She's got her show going on. She went on this TikTok with Jeffree Star, and I thought it was just really funny. I'm going to try to show you a couple of clips of it now and talk about them. And then Jay says she lost her objectivity a long time ago. I agree. Kathy says, don't waste your day on Fancy. Yeah, like I've given Fancy so many chances. And I have this friend, Brenda. She's always like, here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. But we've given her like so many chances. And she has let us down every single time. Okay, let me try. Now, which one would be first? I think it's this one. I'm going to try to grab this video of Gypsy with Jeffree Star. We'll watch it. I'll say a couple things, and then I got to go check and see what happened with the pineapple juice. All right.
Okay, you're still that way.
Small town.
Yes, Louisiana. So it's really humid today, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's very humid in Kentucky. I've had
straight and everything.
double setting spray.
Yeah, I know. I've got some right here, so.
Yeah, okay. One of the girls that I know did your makeup recently.
Really?
What's her name? Miss Alexis. I love her.
Oh my god, she's amazing. Like, I told her I wish that I could put her in a suitcase and just like take her everywhere.
She is such a good makeup artist. Yes.
Yes.
But I like how you do your own makeup. It's very like, it's natural, it's pretty.
It's that I'm a beginner.
I love it. I love it.
Well, it's so nice to meet you. I watched like a lot of your videos last night on YouTube.
Yes. Thank you.
I love all your cars.
Aren't they? They're wild, right?
So amazing. Like
10 years ago, I was broke, homeless, and very unsure of where life was going to take me. So I'm just living life to the fullest now.
Nice. As you should. As you should.
Yes. But they're so fun. If you're ever visiting, I know Wyoming's probably way off your radar, but if you're ever doing a work trip in LA, we're gonna take you in the we're gonna take Gypsy out in one of the McLarens.
I love that.
Yes. Now, would you ever drive a really crazy supercar?
I mean, first I need to learn how to drive, period. So I've only test driven a couple of cars.
Okay, so I have a second part which we can listen to next. But first and foremost, I thought that was like so awkward and cringy. I think that Gypsy is not like as up to. I've seen her on other TikTok like lives, and I think she's not as good at just interacting with her audience and talking to them. And I know that will take time. So I mean, I'm not trying to like put her down for that, but I did feel like she and Jeffree were not vibing off of each other. But I also felt like Gypsy was indicating, and I'm not even sure that this is true, but I feel like Gypsy was indicating, I barely know who you are. I just like watched some of your videos last night, which I think is like a big put down to Jeffree Star. I mean, I think she's trying to be like, I don't know anything about this. I'm just like a little advocate. I just want to help people, so I don't watch makeup videos. But clearly she does know a lot about Jeffree Star because there's been a lot of talk and gossip about them before, but also Mia Blanchard is very into Jeffree Star. So I'm sure she's been talking about it extensively. Let's see. Misty says, so many firsts in her life. She should learn before becoming a parent. Respectfully, I can't stand the girl. I've become annoyed with her presence. I have too. I thought I would watch like her new series, and I'm not even like, I can't even get myself to watch it. This is why I'm a horrible YouTuber. It's like with Sister Wives this year, I knew that I could get a ton of views and make some money off of watching Sister Wives and like every week putting out a review about the show. But I was like so annoyed with the show, and I was tired of it that I couldn't force myself to do it. So I never put out any reviews of the show. And it's the same thing with Gypsy's show. Like, I'm annoyed with her. I think that this is a lot of BS. I think it's not true. Like, everything is so fake now in these shows that I don't like that part of it. I'm like, why talk about fake shit? You know what I mean? Like, for me to actually go over the series and talk about different things. Sometimes I can do it. And then other times I'm just like, I can't do this. It's probably all made up for the camera. I think that they are scripting it. And even Katie Joy Paulson from Without a Crystal Ball, who is apparently friends with Gypsy and Christy, was told like it is scripted. She left a message for Adaptive Kate about it being scripted. So Fifth Wife is going solo. I've been alone for a long time, Carol. Unfortunately, Yeah, and of course, I'm always looking for love. I'm always looking for the next polygamous family to get involved with. So hopefully, eventually, someone will come around. I'm not so into the new Sister Wives show that they have going on. What is that called? With that guy Garrick or Garrett. I have some friends who talk to me about it, but I'm like, I'm not into them. So I've got to go. I need to go to the heartland of Utah, like actually get in the trenches out there. Get on some places like Coyote Pass, but not Coyote Pass because I'm done with Cody. All right. But someplace like Coyote Pass and just start hunting for a new man and a new polygamous family. You know what I mean? Seeking Sister Wives. Yes, I can't get into it. Tell me if you guys like it. Ivana, do you like it? Because some people are really getting into it, but I can't. Girl, I cannot with polygamy families. I love it. I'm so into polygamy. Like, I believe I could live that way. I really do. Unless there's some reasons why maybe I couldn't. Okay, let me go up. This is funny. Jay says, this is how I took her. She has absolutely no clue of his content, but knows about him, per as her sister is or was a fan of his. Yeah, let me show the second part. This is only like a 30-second clip. Let's take a look. Hopefully it'll play.
Right now.
Yeah.
And so my dad is teaching me how to drive on a golf cart. And
Hey, that's a good starter.
Learn. That's how us Louisianas learn how to drive.
Yeah. I learned in an empty parking lot.
I just want to fangirl for a minute. Sorry, this is like cringy, low-key.
No, tell me.
Been obsessed for forever, okay? Like, full on, been watching you forever. So, I'm just fangirling right now.
So my face was like, so that's Mia Blanchard, Gypsy's half-sister. And you can tell she was fully prepared for this video. Like, she had done her hair, she had done her makeup. She was clearly like just standing off to the side to be like, I want to do a fangirl right now. And you could also tell that Jeffree Star was like, yes, please, somebody act like I'm the best thing since sliced bread, because Gypsy's not doing it. So they went on for a while. One issue that's coming up is Gypsy's making a lot of money on TikTok. She went on with Ken recently. People are saying they pulled in over $1,000 in that one TikTok live. And I'm like, oh my God, to be able to do something like that, all the people in the world with nothing, and these people can just hop on TikTok and make $1,000. That's so crazy. So yeah, going back to when all of this started in January, I really wanted to give Gypsy Rose Blanchard a chance. I really do believe that she was abused, and the mental effects of living and loving a mother like Dee Dee are just, it's astounding. I'm sure that she will always be very stuck in a place of having to deal with mental health issues, even if she was doing a ton of therapy, even if she really wanted to improve her life. Like, you don't have a childhood like that and just be able to come out of prison and be a great person. Like, I absolutely believe that. Some people are like, no, I can't get into Garrick, he's creepy. I'm over Sister Wives show too much at this point. Yeah, especially I think Ivana and I, we've kind of talked about, what happened with Garrison has just it really hurts to think about these people growing up on TV, and it's not even related to polygamy. It's just that they're growing up on TV and then you see something horrible happen and you just feel this parasocial, like, deep sadness and grief for them, but there's no way to really it's hard to grieve. You don't know them on a personal level, but you are grieving on the inside for what happened. I really do not see any hard evidence that Fancy has all this valuable information that no one else has. What exactly? Nothing convinces me at this point. I've heard a lot of people say that as well. I mean, she's the first person that I heard really speaking out on the theory of Gypsy not being a Munchausen's by proxy victim. So I would say that she's someone who brought that to the table for me. I hadn't heard other people talking about it. Now, I don't believe that. I think that she brings good criticism to some of what was going on with Gypsy and Dee Dee. I believe that she has really helped verbalize what I think Fancy has done is she's put some information out there. She's verbalized some things. She doesn't get a lot of clicks and views for it because people don't like her behavior. And then other people like Nina, Flawless Nina, Conspiracy, who else? There's other people who have picked up on like what Fancy is saying, and they kind of bring that information to a bigger audience. Okay. So I think that she has helped with some of that, but unfortunately it's like, she doesn't even see the ways in which she constantly, does things that really shoot herself in the foot. She really does. And it's unfortunate. Okay. Ivana says, Jeffrey knows how to act like he likes someone when he really doesn't. Yes. I can tell that. He goes on to be like, you should come to Wyoming and like, I'll have you ride on one of my cows. I don't really understand Jeffree Star. I know very little about him. He just wasn't someone, like, I wasn't on YouTube when I guess he was at his prime. I don't understand. I know he has cows now. I know he lives in Wyoming. Some people say he's very problematic, but I don't know much about that. I think a lot of you know more. Okay, remove that. Okay, what was the point in that live besides money? What were they expecting to actually talk about? Yeah, no, the point was money. And I money, and like, I think Jeffrey was like, oh, good, I've been irrelevant for a little while. Like, let me talk to someone who people are really interested in, and that'll help bring more people to my TikTok. And Gypsy's kind of like the same. And I absolutely believe this just further cements that what Gypsy wants is a life in Hollywood. She wants to be an influencer. Like, that's her whole thing that she's after. I don't really mind that. It's just the dishonesty about it. It's coming out of prison and being like, I just want to be an advocate for people who like have been through the same thing as I have, when there's like very few people who have been through the same thing that she has. But also, I have watched Gypsy Rose Blanchard become part of the toxic web of Christy Blanchard and all these other really toxic creators. And they have been all over the place bullying everyone. I want to say it again. We've talked about it before. I'm sure you've seen it all over social media. I do not know why, like, mainstream media doesn't ever talk about this. But essentially, Gypsy and Katie Joy Paulson bullied Adaptive Kate off of her TikTok account, like a real Munchausen's by proxy survivor. I believe that Gypsy is one too, but so is Kate, you know? And it's like, Gypsy can't stand, she's just not a good person. And I get that. I mean, like I said, I understand. She grew up with, she had a hard life in a lot of ways, but a lot of us have had a hard life in many different ways. I've met so many people who have been through substantial, horrible abuse. You guys know my background, working with special needs kids who have been like horribly abused. And yeah, I've seen really bad stuff. And I mean, my life wasn't perfect, but you know, it wasn't to the level of like, as a child, I was put into boiling water by my mother. I mean, people have had things like that happen. And you know, everybody still has to choose what kind of person they're going to be when they're an adult. I do believe in giving Gypsy time and grace, and yet I already see the trajectory that she's choosing. She's choosing to leave behind anybody who's stable, anybody who wants a life that's not really Hollywood based, and she's completely entered the toxic web of all of these creators and influencers, and that's where her life is heading. And of course, the majority of us who are normal people kind of look at it and we feel frustration that she committed, you know, a horrible crime, and that her conspirator is what you would call it, Nick Godejohn, sits his ass in prison with a diagnosis of autism. He's had his attempts to appeal revoked. He does not have the best legal representation. He does not have fans. He does not have therapy. He does not have people. I mean, where is Dr. Phil offered therapy to Gypsy? Where's Dr. Phil when it comes to Nick Godejohn? If someone knows that he's offered anything to him, like, let me know, because I've seen Nick get absolutely nothing. Thank you, Ivana, for telling me our girl is live. Oh, thank you. I'm so bad at telling you guys. I'm really sorry. I just go really quick. And I don't know if you saw, Ivana, you weren't here. My son's come in like 3 times asking for pineapple juice. So I do have to go. Ivana says, on a funny note, once I saw another Sister Wives show, Seeking Sister Wives. I'm like hell to the no, too much polygamy Yeah, it gets a little overwhelming. I don't know, something about like the original Sister Wives and the fact that they were involved in a real religion that, you know, had been doing this kind of family structure for years. That's what really drew me in. But for somebody to just be like, I just want multiple partners, that's just how I want to live. Like, I just don't find it that interesting. Oh, Jay says, Katie, you didn't miss anything about not watching Jeffrey. Okay, because I don't know anything about it. But anyway, I just wanted to hop on and give some of this information. I better get going. This was my kids' time. Like I said, I've got Jack coding, Aubrey's doing piano. So it's like they can have screen time, but it's supposed to be like more productive screen time. And I was like, maybe I can come up and do a live during this. It gives me like some way to just chat and get a bunch of information off my chest. My husband has been gone for, I think it's 7 days now. So it's nice to be able to chat with you guys.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Do you have any
For your chest? Okay. Let's see. Yes, I will fix this. I'm ready to come down and play anyway. Oh, look, it's taking us to do something else. Let's go do it together. Take this, I'll come down with you. All right, guys, thank you so much. So good to see all of you today. Thanks for being here. You want to say goodbye?
Is it goodbye? Also,
You want to show your face? You want to show your, come here. I can't turn it. Come over here. Come over here. Show your makeup. You don't want to show your makeup?
don't need much on.
Yeah, most of it came off in the tub. All right, guys. So nice to see all of you. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're having a great summer. Bye, everyone.
Nothing.